John from Branded, and I'm here with...
Danny from Crazy Creations.
Let's talk about Crazy Creations. What can you tell us about your teams and stuff?
So pretty much what we're all about. I know there's a lot of teams out there that say they're about family and stuff like that, but we actually are about family. All the shows that we go to, everything we try to attend to, we try to bring the whole family out. We act as a family. We all know each other. We hang out with each other, not just at shows, at meets, or anything like that. And pretty much as far as our cars go, they vary anywhere from show cars to just, modified street cars or all the way to track cars. I mean, we have a little bit of everything, and that's pretty much what we try to do.
Now, you actually do have family members in your team, so you don't just claim to be a family, you actually do have family members in your team, right?
As far as family goes, I have my brother, I have my cousins, I have my girl, I have her dad. We pretty much have, it's pretty much family.
How long have you guys been around, and how'd you get into the car scene?
Okay, so we've had our cars for a while, but the official Crazy Creations started in February of 2017. I got into cars since I was little. I would always be doing little things here and there. As I grew older, I started doing more mechanic work on my own and everything, and slowly just started modifying cars, started going outside just the normal mechanic, simple stuff. That's when it all started going from there.
What was your first car that you started
It was
you got it and you started customizing it?
It was a 93 Honda Accord, which
Two-door, four-door?
It was a four-door.
Nice.
So I had that car since I started driving it when I was 16, and I just recently sold it about a year ago. So I drove it for many years, and that one, it changed different styles. I went from one style to another. I started practicing stuff I never did. I painted it. That was the first time I ever painted the car, and it came out good. I painted it again, and just little by little I started doing more work to it until it got to the car that I have now.
So you were able, off of one vehicle, to build a little bit more experience in customizing cars, customizing your own car, and gaining some experience just doing hands-on work instead of taking it to shops, instead of spending the money. I'm pretty sure at the time you probably didn't have the money to spend on your car or anything like that. So you're completely DIY, right?
Yeah.
And just to let people know, what are you driving today? Like, what's your custom vehicle today?
I have a 2013 Honda Civic Si.
Okay. And what kind of modifications have you done to that vehicle?
That I have True Heart air suspension. I have a full Password JDM engine bay. Carbon fiber on the outside. I have the Bride seats. I have a custom trunk sound system, and just bolt-ons, full exhaust, straight pipe, pretty much a little bit of everything.
Okay, cool. It's a really clean build. I'll probably put in some photos and footage of your vehicle.
Cool.
So fast forward, you're a team. You've been a team for a couple years. You have family members. You've gone through that whole initial. I like cars. I want to customize cars. I'm DIYing cars. And I'm pretty sure you've had some really good fails, like some hardcore things that when you look back at the time when you were doing them, like most of us that are in the custom car scene, or in the car scene in general, when we first step into trying to customize our own vehicles and we don't have the money. And we do something that we think looks cool, but in retrospect, when you look back today, you're just like, what the fuck was I thinking? So
yeah.
What was that?
It mainly was with my Accord, when I had my Accord, because that's when I had just first started driving. I had just barely gotten my job, so money wasn't always there. I just pretty much had to work with what I had. And I realized, I know there's a lot of people out there that buy eBay stuff just because it's cheaper, affordable, and stuff. I realized that buying it and then after a while failing, and then buying it again, and after a while failing, I was just spending more money than if I would just kind of the good part to begin with, you know?
Gotten it done right the first time, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
But it's kind of like a mistake that we all make when we're getting into the custom car scene, or
Yeah.
we're building cars or racing them, lowering them. I know one of the things that I did, because I didn't have the money when I got into customizing cars, I would cut the coils on my car. But I didn't know anything about suspension travel, and I didn't know anything about struts or anything like that. And so, so I would cut the coils, slam my car, and then complained about the bouncy ride.
Yes.
You know, because I didn't know about shock travel or anything like
Yeah.
that. I didn't have the experience of coilovers or full suspension or anything like that. It was just, let's cut the coils, slam it, and drive it, and just bounce all over the road, and have it ride like shit.
Cool.
As long as it looked cool in the parking lot when it was parked and I could stand by it, you know, it was. I was happy with that. Okay, so you're in the custom car scene. You've built a really cool car. You've had the shit experience of having a shitty car, and now you're off to the races and you're competing in car shows. And I've seen your team, and we were talking about this before we started filming this, but I remember when we would host our meets for Branded, I would see your car, your brother's car, the Element. It's got a big old Joker on it. And I would see your car, I would see Aldo's car, your cousin's car, and I would see your team members and stuff like that. And I remember, I told you, I remember seeing you, and I was like, man, dude, why is this guy always mad dogging me? So you guys have gone from you know, just hanging out, customizing cars for fun, to now you're a team, and now you're going to car shows. So we've all gone to like a bunch of different car shows, and I'll lead up to, you know, your show and stuff like that you just had. But the good, the bad, and the ugly of car shows, in your opinion, what do you think it is?
For me, the good.
Without naming any shows, because we know how people are in the car scene to get butthurt over every little thing without naming promoters. But what's the good, the bad, and the ugly from your experience as a participant?
The good for me in general is just that I get to go out, I get to show off my car, I get to show off the work that I've done.
Yeah.
And then all the other cars that, you know, that are on my team that I've worked on, I get to show off what I've done to their cars, what I can do pretty much, and just go look at cars, have fun. I get to bring out my family, we all get to hang out. It's just a big family event.
Okay.
That turns out. So that's the good for me. Nothing else really matters as long as I get to go check out cars, do what I love to do, show off what I do on my own, and get to hang out with my family.
Okay.
As far as bads go, I've had a couple bad experiences. It's mainly just when the show gets really hyped up, like they promote it too much to where it doesn't turn out to be that way, but not too much. I mean, I still enjoy it just for the fact that I get to go out and bring everybody out with me. It's just it's always fun to do that. Always fun to have everybody out and just hang out, you know.
So do you ever have those moments where you're at a show, it's you've built your car up, you cleaned it up, you're there, you're displaying, and you're looking around and you see the competition, and do you ever ask yourself, like, oh, or do you ever say to yourself, I'm sure most people do, my car's cleaner than that, I'm a trophy today, I'm a place today, I'm gonna get an award today, and then you don't get it? Do you, if you're ever in that scenario, do you ever get butthurt? Like, what goes through your mind? Like,
I don't get butthurt. For me, the trophies, they're cool and all. If I get them, like that's cool. I'm proud of myself because they like what I do to my car. But I don't really go out for trophies. It's just, like I said, it's just to be able to enjoy what I love to do. That's my main thing. A trophy, if I get a trophy, cool, awesome. Like, I appreciate it. If I don't, then it's mine. I mean, there are other cars out there that are built way better than how mine are. You know, it's just everybody has a different taste, and some are better than others.
What do you think of those individuals that bitch, cry, complain, you know, that didn't get their way or didn't get the expectations from the event that they were hoping to get because of their vehicle? They didn't win, they didn't place or anything like that. What's your opinion on stuff like that?
I don't see it as like, it's not really right. They shouldn't be like that, because going into a car show, you know it's a competition.
Okay.
You shouldn't go in with the mindset that no matter what, my car is the best, because there's always going to be somebody out there that can outdo you. So you just got to go in as in saying, this is my car, this is what I built it to be,
Yeah.
so I'm proud of it, regardless of a trophy or not.
Okay. No, that's you know, I would say your approach to all shows is being a car enthusiast.
Yes.
So it's not really your build is for yourself, it's for your family, it's for your friends and stuff like that. It's not really out there you're there to compete, but you're also having a good time.
Yes.
You're not taking it seriously or anything like that. So no, that's cool. From our perspective of hosting shows, we've seen it all. We've seen, you know, the individuals that cry. We see the individuals that just come out and never win anything but had a great time. And so, you know, there's a mixture in the scene of a bunch of different individuals that have different drives, different motives. You know, they see their build better than others, or some people who have really great rides and really great builds don't really see that they're worth competing and so on. So we see everything on our end. Now, why you're here is you've taken your team from inception, from ground to showing, to going to meets, going to events and stuff like that, and, you know, building a little bit of a good reputation for your team, having good builds, showing good support to other events and stuff like that. Promoters know you guys and stuff. To hosting your first car show and toy drive that we were lucky enough to be a part of.
Yes.
What was that experience like for you as an individual, for your team? What was that like?
Honestly, at first, it didn't seem that bad. It actually seemed quite easy.
Uh-huh.
Just, you know, we went over everything, like, this is what we need, this is what we need to get. Okay, we have everything. Oh, we're good to go.
Yeah.
But in reality, when it comes down to it, it's really stressful.
It really is.
It gets stressful. It's just, once it starts getting closer and closer to that date, you start realizing you're not always ready.
Okay.
And I know at some shows that can play a big effect in the way that people think how the show went.
Yeah.
By how ready they are or not. Luckily for ours, I feel like we weren't extremely ready to have it like all set up, ready to go. I know we've made mistakes here and there, but it went pretty good.
Okay. So, did it meet your expectations or did it exceed it?
I actually exceeded.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Okay, Danny's first show, just as a recap, it was a toy drive car show. Danny came to me with the idea, hey, we want to do a toy drive. We want you guys to be a part of it and stuff like that. And so we jumped on board because, you know, they're really a great team. They're a great group of individuals that we are proud to support and stuff. But unfortunately, like all things that we're not in control of, it rained. And it just didn't rain. It poured really hard the night before. We were talking about this, I think maybe the night before or 2 days before. We were just like, okay, what's gonna happen if it rains? What are you planning to do? Are you gonna cancel it? Are you gonna go through with it? What are you gonna do? So, weather not permitting, what was going on in your brain?
It started stressing me out just to the fact that people weren't gonna show up.
Okay.
Like, it's just, we were doing this event to pretty much get toys, you know, Toys for Tots for Children's Hospital, and we just wanted to do something good. And once I realized what the weather was gonna be like, it started getting stressful to the point where it's like, I don't think they're gonna show up. I mean, we're still gonna go through with the show.
Yeah.
It's just like people aren't gonna show up. They're gonna want to be out there in the rain. You know, it's just gonna be kind of like a bus. You know, and we won't be able to do. I was gonna feel disappointed that I wasn't gonna be able to help out.
I was there, and it didn't feel like people were coming out at first. There was one team, I think Team Teggy or something like that.
Yeah, SoCal Teggies.
SoCal Teggies that were there, and I didn't think that anybody else was gonna come. And little by little, vehicles started rolling in. Little by little, that small parking lot got filled, and then it started spilling onto the adjacent parking lot.
Yes.
I think I tried to do a count of the vehicles. It went from being like 12 vehicles at first to 20, 30, and then all of a sudden 60, 70. And then I want to say it was like 70 plus vehicles throughout the entire day.
Yes.
You also had people, you were telling me that you had people that drove from San Diego.
Yeah.
To be a part of it.
From SoCal Techies.
That's cool. Now, I know that there was individuals that came from El Segundo that traveled quite a distance to come out to your first car show toy drive. What does that feel like?
Honestly, it feels great just knowing that the word got out there, all the way out there to where people from, pretty good distance showed up. I mean, that show could have been a bust and had people driving far just to a show, but they were doing it for a good cause. Just how we were, they did it for a good cause too.
You were telling me that there's also one of the guys from the Integra Club that had like 2 flat tires on the way there or something like that?
It was actually Van Culture.
Van Culture?
Yeah, Van Culture actually got 2 blowouts, and
shout outs
he
to
still
Van
made
Culture.
it. Yeah.
Shout outs. Dude, his van, if you guys don't know who Van Culture is, go check them out. They take like traditional minivans, soccer mom minivans and stuff like that, and they pimp them out. They put them on air ride, they customize them and stuff like that. Really cool. Now, Van Culture that came out, they were part of our booth at the Crazy Kreations toy drive. And we were checking out his wheels and we were checking out his tires, and they were basically rubber bands.
Yeah.
They were super, super thin. I think the guy was rocking, 22s?
I believe they're 22s. I'm not too sure.
We'll find out, but man, this guy was riding on rubber bands in the rain, got 2 flats, and still made it out. So that was really cool.
And brought a box full of toys.
And a ton of toys. He really loaded up. So shout outs to Van Culture for doing that. That was awesome. Plans for 2020. We're nearing Christmas, New Year's, and all that good stuff. What are the plans for 2020 for?
For sure, we want to throw in a toy drive next year. Before that, we're gonna try to at least get a couple more mini shows going. Just to kind of now start promoting the name a little bit more, so people can recognize us, recognize what we are, what we do, and just overall be able to get more support and support other people.
Cool. All right. Well, that's our first video podcast that we're shooting here at the shop. Hopefully we can do more. Hopefully we can invite more friends to come out and do this. This is our first time, so if it sounds shitty and all that stuff, it's our first time, so give us a break. We'll post it up either on YouTube or whatnot. Instagram probably is going to be the first one. And again, go check out Crazy Kreations. We'll put down a link to their page on Instagram. And Danny, thank you very much for coming out. Thank you for taking the time. And yeah, so we'll see you guys out there. If we don't see you guys before then, Happy New Year's, Merry Christmas, all that good stuff. And that's it. So
thank you guys.